Turner. Oh, he's gone. A good catch that, and a good delivery too from Thompson. Marsh had to go away towards the leg side to take it, possibly from an inside edge, and Jeff Thompson has broken through. The first wicket down at 111, which is the England side's unlucky number. Barry Wood out for 52. Courtmarsh bowled Thompson. Applause for Barry Wood and for Thompson. Wood, in his comeback to Test cricket, made 6 in the first innings. And 52 in the second. David Steele now will face his first ball from Thompson. Made that splendid 50 in the first innings. Off the mark with a 4 there. Rather a streaky one, but to get off the mark is the main thing. It doesn't quite matter how you do it. He has a very good temperament, this fellow.
Guarded that skillfully away, past the finer of the 2 short legs, hurrying away to the boundary, and it's another 4 to David Steele. So there's 8 runs comprising 2 boundaries at the start of this second innings.
Ashley Mollett with his off spinners from the pavilion end.
It's a fine shot. It's more like short. Steele really putting it away with a lot of power through the offside. So out of David Steele's 15 runs, he's found the boundary 3 times.
Mollett to Steele. Once again, he's worked it away down, fine on the leg side.
So most of his runs coming in boundaries. 4 boundaries now to David Steele out of his score of 19.
And Jeff Thompson quite pleased to sit down and get a breather. Very hot day. He's had a goodish spell now. We'll start the 8th over of this, his second spell.
And another wide.
And Jeff Thompson, who was so cool, calm and collected, gradually becoming a little bit angry here with the situation. In this Australian field now, down to just 2 slips, gone with the array of close catches, doing the job that thereafter keeping England quiet.
Pretty tough character, John Edrich. That's not going to worry him too much.
So 4 hours for John Edrich for his 62.
And yes, he's got one through. That'll skid away through for 4. So first time he's found the fence for an hour and a half. And moving his total on to 66. Shout for BW.
More in hope than anything else. John Edrich had come
down the wicket a fair way.
This is David Steele's benefit year. Very nice timing for him to make the England side. Thick edge, just as Chappell has moved from ordinary slip to leg slip. And the 150 comes up for England. Their second innings. Good looking sweep. And 4 runs. Beating Greg Chappell into the fence. Good shot that from Steele. Mallett just straying a fraction towards the leg stump. He picked that up very well indeed. That's a good stroke. He gave himself a little bit of room there. Ian Chappell got his left hand to it. 175 for 179. John Edrich and 35 to Steele. It's a more militant approach from John Edrich. Great piece of fielding by Ross Edwards there. Saved 1 run. To be a certain 4, turned it into a 3.
Well, the show for LBW, and there's trouble here. And they've got away. Two men both down at one end. John Edrich calling for him. Steele saying no, and John Edrich very livid there. He got all the way down, ran all the way back. Couple of misfields by the Australians. John Edrich very unhappy indeed. Well, he'll never surely get a bigger let-off than that.
That's evaded the diving Marsh. Snap off the pad, 4-leg buys. And the England score moving on to 199. So 199 for 1. It's still going to be Ian Chappell and John Edrich on 91, the batsman to face him. Confident shout for LBW, but Edrich again had come a long way down the pitch when that ball struck him. And Chappell bowling around the wicket at him. So off the pad, you can see it again, the 200, the spin there from Chappell. Edrich well outside the off stump, foot a long way down the pitch. So the leg by, bringing up the 200 for England, 200 for 1.
I think Ian Chappell's absolutely right, taking the new ball now. 98 Edrich. 45 Steele. And of course, if they were to get a wicket with it very early or very quickly, then one would wonder whether Tony Greig would bring Dennis Amiss to the wicket tonight. I rather doubt that. This is going to be his 100, I'm sure. Yes, he's running back for the second. And he's home. So John Edrich has got 100 for England. An unspectacular one, but a very, very important one indeed for England today. It's taken John 5.5 hours, and he's got a supporter coming on the field there to shake his hand, cooling him off with the towel, and here comes the copper. Still, he looks a friendly sort of chap, just enthusiastic and just wanting to congratulate John Edrich on a very important 100 today. Took him 5.5 hours, 331 minutes in fact, and he hit 10 fours.
David Steele will be taking strike now on 45, the total on 215, and Ian Chappell pulling one right out of the hat, because instead of Thompson or Walker, it's going to be Doug Waters. Hasn't bowled before in this game. And a very interesting bowling change. He's done it again. He's broken the partnership. Now, what a tremendous ploy from Ian Chappell. He's pulled Walters in, the great partnership breaker in Australian cricket. He's bowled David Steele a full toss and taken a brilliant diving catch away to his right. There it is again. Full toss, hit back, wide of Walters, who takes a great catch, diving away onto the onside of the wicket. No wonder the Australians are smiling out there. They've waited a long time for the second wicket. It's a very, very good piece of captaincy and a good piece of batting from David Steele in his second Test match innings. Took him 2.25 hours to make that 45. Dennis Amos had to survive 25 minutes at the close of play for his 6 not out. Dennis Lillee and Jeff Thompson were the bowlers in that period, and he got through it without any great alarms. Walters bowled only the two. England had a marvellous chance here to take the Australian bowling by the scruff of the neck and get a sizable total at which a declaration could be made. For the Australians, well, their job simply was to contain the England batsmen. We join play with the first ball of the day, and it's Dennis Lillee bowling to John Edrich.
And confidently struck by Edrich. A little bit of a loosener there from Lillee, half volley, but very nicely put away. And if that's the pattern of the morning's play, it'll be a good day for England. So Edrich quickly into his stride there with 3 runs. That's a good shot. Much freer Edrich here this morning. Stroked that away very, very nicely indeed for 4. Half volley on the leg stump. That was no real slog. It was a very good shot. Another beautiful shot for 4 runs. And this is exactly what England wanted. So Edrich 2 boundaries already in a 3. He's added 11 runs in the first 6 minutes here. It's a half volley, nicely clipped away by Amos. It's Edwards in pursuit again. Amos running well there. And the first 2 quickly, able to take the third. And the sort of shot that'll do Dennis Amos a power of good this morning. Firmly struck in the middle of the bat, moves on to 9. And that's another good shot. Really fine form being shown here this morning by John Edrich, clipping that through mid-wicket. Both bowlers coming alike to him at the moment. So Lillee bowling again to Amos. And that's it, he's caught him in the slips. And that's going to hurt. That went very quickly. I don't think he took it right in the middle of the hand, but safe as ever, Greg Chappell. clinging onto that, and it's the old story, I'm afraid, that Dennis Lillee has dismissed Dennis Amiss once again.
And this is the departure again of Dennis Amiss. No movement, as you can see, at all in the ball there. But England looking for runs, and the edge catch being offered there to Greg Chappell. The short leg gone in now.
And the short one hooked away. Graham Gooch having a little look round to see exactly where it did go, but it went for 4, and once again he's off the mark for the boundary. And Gooch will have to hurry.
Well, he only just scrambled in there, a little slow and late setting off. Hendricks looking for the single here off the last ball. Hesitation there by Gooch before he really gets into top gear. And a very close call indeed. And that's through the slips.
Quite where he intended it, but it's going to bring 4 runs to John Edrich.
So 260 now for 3. Edrich moving on to 125. And the England lead on to 307.
That's 4 runs. And we move to double figures for the first time in the Test innings. Oh, well bowled. Pull that one up. Racing down towards the pavilion, into the rails. A good-looking stroke from John Edrich. Moving into Walker. The ball wasn't over-pitched. He hit it on the up. It's a good shot. And that'll be 4 more. It's also played a few running off the edge like that. And this extremely fast outfield gives the fieldsman no chance at all. Good shot, 4 runs. Really timed that well and placed it even better. Thumped it away between Edwards and McCosker. Neither had the slightest chance of cutting that off. It's one of the few half volleys Lillee has bowled this morning.
Max Walker then to John Edrich. And that's a beautiful stroke. 2 extra cover. Well, that was another lovely shot. He played one very similar to that against Dennis Lillee in the last over.
11 over spell this morning at the start of this over. 1 for 33.
Edrich hoping himself a little bit. That will go through again for 4. Eden Gilmore, no chance of cutting it off once it beats the field down there towards the Tottenham. So the 300 coming up, 303 now for 3, with Edrich moving the score under 146.
Ali with 1 slip and an extra cover off the short run into Edrich.
Tickled away beautifully down to deep long leg. That'll go racing away for 4 more. It'll bring up 150 for John Edrich. And the crowd, another good one here today, on their feet, rising to the Surrey captain as he takes his score to 152 undefeated runs out of an England score of 309 for 3. In there a long, long time, 459 minutes this innings has lasted, and he's been in occupation of the crease the whole time. 19 fours so far.
Mullet to Gooch.
He's bowled him. Actually, just a little pace down the pitch, tried to get to the pitch a bit, made it into a Yorker, and Mallet takes his wicket. So Graham Gooch, the fourth man out for England, he made 31 and enjoyed a partnership of 56 with John Edrich. This is how he finally went, taking this little pace down the wicket, making it into a Yorker there. Well, the Slorts crowd have taken Tony Greig to the hearts, getting another fine reception. And I suppose the situation made here for the England captain, coming in at 315 for 4, full of confidence at the moment. Everything's been going extremely well for him, not only his captaincy but his batting as well. Made the fine 96 in the first innings. Good full swing of the bat. First ball from Greig gets him off the mark.
The overall lead is 375, and now it's Jeff Thomson to Tony Greig. That's 4 runs. Very firmly hit shot. Shot, 4 runs. Down the track to Mallet, giving himself a little bit of room for the shot. And he picked the gap nicely between extra cover and mid-off. Smashed that away past point. Very powerful stroke. That's 6. What a great shot. It went over Greg Chappell's head, but it went a long, long way over. Oh, that was a lovely stroke. Plenty of power in it, but the timing was superb. He just picked it up from round about leg stump, hit with the spin. It went straight into the area just in front of the scoreboard near the tavern. So the lead now is over 400. 402. And another fine shot. Mallet straying round about the leg stump there. He has 4 men on the offside, so this is not good bowling. Just getting away too far towards leg stump. That was another lovely stroke. So Tony Greig now has been instrumental in taking 34 off the Australians since lunch in only 5 overs. 163 to Edrich and 38 to Tony Greig. And Ashley Mallet goes off, and a very interesting bowling change. Ian Chappell is bringing himself on. A real challenge this between the captains, because the only reason Chappell would have come on is to try and bowl out Tony Greig. That's a good shot. Picked that up nicely. Well wide of Jeff Thomson. Hit it away into the pavilion rails. Nicely judged stroke that by John Edrich, and it takes him on to 168. He's now passed his previous highest ever score against Australia. It was 164 at the Oval in 1968. Little nudge outside the off stump. There's no slip in, so it was quite safe. Jeff Thompson, fields one there. That's the first time he's thrown a ball in the series. That was sidearm. He's been very careful not to throw anything over arm.
Gregg already down the wicket. He's caught, driven very firmly and very solidly. And Doug Walters at short extra, clinging on to a very stinging drive there. Well, I must say, a very bright interlude there from Tony Gregg. Admirable performance, exactly the innings that England needed at this stage. Caught by Walters off the bowling of the Australian captain Ian Chappell. He made 41 really exhilarating runs, and they took him only 53 minutes. And everything all through this match has gone so very right for Tony Gregg. 96 in the first innings, pulled England out of the dirt, following this up with this beautiful little knock of 41. A 6 and 5/4s in it, and in the middle for less than an hour. This is Ian Chappell collecting his wicket. Tony Gregg dancing down the pitch and really middling that one. And Walters taking it in the midriff. So Ian Chappell has taken himself off with 1 for 26 and has recalled Ashley Mallett. Starts off with a short one, pulled away for a single by Knott. That's in the air, could be out, and it's the end of John Edrich. So after the great long battle out there, John Edrich finally falling to Ashley Mallett. Jeff Thompson taking good running catch at deepish mid-on. And appreciation then for the Surrey captain, John Edrich. A marathon stay at the innings, the man who's really put England in this exceedingly strong position. He's out for 175 and occupied the crease for 9 hours. 21 boundaries in his innings, getting a big hand from another great crowd here at Lord's. So after 9 hours, this is how it all ended for John Edrich. Coming down the wicket. First time he's really tried to hit Mallett over the top. And Jeff Thompson judging the catch well at mid-on. Figgish edge there. Chappell diving at slip. They scramble through the 100. 400 up then, 400 for 6 to England. And there's the old streaker. He's going to be greeted when he gets back. Probably picking up a £10 note from somebody. Bob Woolmer's turn this time. He's swung it away. He's hit it gloriously. Right into the crowd for 6. That's a fine shot. It's as good a shot as we've seen. A real good old-fashioned crack over the top of mid-off from Bob Woolmer.
Yes, you don't often see that sort of shot now, and it's marvellous to see over extra cover. And that one has gone for 6, a very, very big hit into the tavern bar. He really did strike that one.
Yeah, that was a good length ball, Dennis, wasn't it? And they always go much further than the one pitched further up. He really connected, picked it up beautifully, that fine 4 over the top, followed by this 6. And picked it up, gone with the spin, and many a mile back into the crowd. Woolmer here taking toll of Ashley Mallett. He's moved on to 31. And there he goes, 3rd time, and the wicket to Ashley Mallett. And that's it. There's the declaration. Tony Greig, the England captain, on the balcony, beckoning the boys in.
The declaration from Tony Greig came at 20-4, which meant that the Australians had to make 2 starts. Good tactics, that by Greig. They had to bat for 50 minutes, then take tea, and then there was a shortened final session. They would have to negotiate to go into the final day tomorrow. The England card, Edrich 175, a good long innings, did the right thing by the side. Amos out cheaply today. Gooch played 1 or 2 good-looking strokes, and the innings of the day came from the England captain, Tony Greig, who made a brilliant 41, one of the best short innings I've seen from him. Mallett took 3 wickets for Australia, but it was a long, hard haul that had been set the Australian team. 484 to win the match.